Hey everybody, this is Balmoral Baseball. I think it's number 4, where we're just making a baseball game in GoDot 3. I believe that's what we're on. Just a quick reminder of how things are looking right now. Let's just get the game started. You hit F6, get playing. I've got the volume turned off just because it's not perfect yet, and I don't want to listen to it kind of while I'm testing the game. Now, you can see that we've got a camera now that follows the ball, and clearly you can see that the ball is doing some crazy stuff right now. That's why I've got these labels here to look at the positions and the destination. See, it's supposed to be going to this destination, but what I'm learning is that the way I've been animating the ball, the way I've been... Well, let's stop that because that's going to drive me crazy. The way that the ball has been animated has not been great. Maybe. I'd say maybe, because I'm not too sure how I want to go about it. Let me explain that a little bit. There's a couple of different ways we can go about this. You can go about it and have a animated ball where you can see it goes up, it goes down. That's all 100% animated through the GoDot animator, and that's okay, but it has its limitations. For example, when it hits this wall, it should stop, but it doesn't. Do I want to do that programmatically every time? I don't think so. So I think I'm going to have to change this element here, this ball. Right now, you can see that it is a regular sprite on an animated node, or it's a node 2D is really what it is. That's the top level element. Now this white circle here just means that that's just a regular node element that's kind of generic. But really the ball is underneath this node 2D. And the ball shadow and the baseball itself, they're just sprites. But what I'm finding out is that I might need to change the entire way I'm going about this, and this is why I've been going a little bit slower during this phase, because I don't want to get into a thing where I'm just quickly fixing problems, like the way the ball is moving, looking all strange, without thinking about the future of the game and where I'm going with it, as far as how it's going to look in the future. Let's say I want to come back in the future and I want to change the colors of uniforms and customize flags and banners in the outfield and that kind of thing. So what I'm thinking is that I need to change this, and if you ever need to change a node, you can change the node type. Where is that? Change type, and that will and you can change it straight up to something else. And what I'm thinking that I might need is a kinematic body 2D. I might go this route because with this, it's going to give me some options for physics and having it bounce off of walls. And what I was thinking about this morning is if the ball gets hit and the player is not, let's say the outfielder gets to the spot but not quite in time for the ball to be caught, so he's standing out here and the ball just kind of hits him, it needs to be able to hit him because he's there. So that's not going to work programmatically either. I've got to have it as a kinematic body 2D, I believe. But if you are out there watching and you know something more about GoDot that will shed some light on this, by all means, please let me know. But what I'm thinking now is that this needs to be some type of collision layer, this outer wall of the field. We've got a camera. The camera was fairly easy to set up that follows the ball. I just attached it to the baseball itself. Very little settings I had to worry about. The default sort of padding here was fine, and what I gather about this padding is that this is how far the ball will travel before the camera starts to move, so it kind of prevents it from just always moving, if that makes any sense. Because if these bounds were right around the ball, then every single inch that the ball moved, the camera would be moving, and that would drive players nuts. So this padding sort of prevents that from happening, and you can see when we play it, even though the ball's obviously not going the way it's supposed to right now, it's not traveling right, you can see that it only moves when we've breached that outer wall of the padding. I've also been thinking long-term about the uniforms. Let's look at our batting view. See, you can see that they've got name tapes, or it says New York on the front of the uniform. He's got a different colored hat, possibly even different colored bats and shoes, and configurations of the way batters' socks are and things like that. If I want to have that capability, I cannot have just a player, a generic player animation. It's got to be able to be customized. So that's another thing I'm keeping in mind before I dive deep into making my own batter animations, my own pitcher animations. I've got to think about how that's going to work for the future when it's a different player, it's a different team. Same with these colors down here for visitor and home, logos throughout the stadium, that kind of thing. So that's all I have for this week. I'm going to be diving deeper into vectors, possibly. I'm going to be doing some research and watching some videos and whatnot on vectors and kinematic body 2D. So if you're kind of halfway going along with this progress of this game, that's what I'll be watching in between this episode and the next. I'm going to be watching a lot of kinematic body 2D episodes, I'm going to be doing a lot of reading on the GoDot site, their documentation, and looking at ways to implement kinematic body 2D and built-in physics. That's it for this episode. You guys are great. Thanks for watching. See you later.